and welcome to another tutorial with Zenphi. Today, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be going over how you can build a simple Zenphi flow to be able to automate the process of managing suspicious activity. This is very useful in case you want to make sure that whenever a warning appears on certain accounts due to maybe an account being compromised, that you take care of these matters as quick as possible. So we're going to start by setting up our trigger, which is the action that initiates a flow. For this example, we're using the Google Audit Activity Trigger. This trigger is very versatile. You can add different events, different application names that we'll show you in a second. To do this, all you have to do is set up a connection to your Google Audit report. So you're going to create any connection by clicking on the plus icon. You can give it a name, and then you can select if it's private or shared. After you click on Authorize, for this specific example, for application name, we're going to select Login, and event name, we're going to select Account Disabled Hijacked. And then in user key, we're going to select all, meaning it's going to be all of the users. As you can see, there's different information that you can also add. For example, certain filters, an ID for an organizational unit, and then down at the bottom, there's two links where you can access all the available application names and event names. This is a specific one that we're using, which is an account warning, event, account disabled, hijack description, meaning it's going to let you know when an account has been disabled because of suspicious activity. So as you can see, there's many different ones that you can choose from. Here are all of the different events, and then if you log into one of these, then you're able to see the different activity available. Now we have to retrieve the user's information. So to do that, we're going to use the lookup user information action. Simply set up your connection in the same fashion, and then we're going to click on the chain icon, which is a token picker. It allows us to enter data from previous steps. So simply click that here, and then if we open up Actor, we can select the email of the person whose activity is being reported. So that would be the user who has been disabled. We're going to want to list all of the devices that they have connected to their Google account, just in case if that's the reason for the suspicious activity. So this action is called list device info. You're going to need to connect a Google Workspace admin connection. And then here you have to indicate the email of the user who has admin access. And then for the filter, we're going to select email. And we're going to select the email of the user who was disabled, which we can retrieve from the previous action, user primary email here. Then we're going to want to add it to an incident report table. I have created a table where we're going to store all of the information for whenever there's an incident. So here we can store their email, date of the incident, department, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and add everything there using the create record action. You have to select the table up at the top, and then you can select which fields you want to add. So here I'm just adding all of that information. Some are from the trigger, some are from the previous action. So for example here, date of the incident, if we open up this, we're able to open up the ID, and here we can see when it occurred. And then we have the information here for the person, so we can add all of that as well. And for the status, I've set it to report it to IT. And then the next step is going to be to look up the user's manager, since we want to notify the manager whenever one of their employees has had suspicious activity. So I'm going to use the lookup manager action. Again, set up your connection to Google Directory, and then using the token picker, we can get the ID from the suspended user's info. And now that we have the user's manager's email, we're able to send them an email notification. So using the send email Gmail action, we're going to set up our connection to our Gmail account, and then using the token picker, we can select the emails for the manager. So here is the primary email. You can customize the email, subject, body, whatever you want to add. You can add a sender display name. So here I'm just letting them know that the user's email has been temporarily suspended, it's going to be investigated, and it might be deleted if needed. And then what we're going to do is we're going to retrieve the information for the incident, so we're able to send it to the IT department. So using the get record action, I'm going to retrieve all of the information. You're able to select which fields you want to return in case you don't want all of them. And then we're going to assign a task to IT, who are going to be in charge of deciding what should occur with the account moving forward. So using the assign task action, you can add a task name, task description, and for the outcomes, I've given them two options. They can either reinstate the account or delete the account. So here I've customized the display name. The assigned email would be your IT department. You can add a subject, and here I'm giving them more information as to why it may have been deleted. So I'm giving them the full name of the user, their email, department, date of suspension, which is when the incident occurred. I've also added the IP address of the user as well as the devices connected. If you want to get the IP address, that would come from the triggers. If we scroll down at the bottom, we have the IP address here. There's also an owner domain if that's necessary. And depending on what they click, we want to do a different action. So here we have an if condition, and the clause is going to be, it's going to follow the true branch when the response outcome is equal to reinstate account. So you would click on the token picker and select response outcome, and here you can write whatever you want for it to follow the true branch. So if the user should be reinstated, we're going to go ahead and unsuspend them using the suspend user action. Set up your connection. Here we would add their primary email address once again, which comes from the retrieve user suspended info. And then in suspended, we're going to select no. And once unsuspended, we would change the status using the update record action. Again, we can get the record ID from the previous two actions, and the status would be user reactivated. However, if they want the user to be deleted, we're going to use the delete user action. Set up your connection to Google Directory, and like we've been doing previously, select their email here, and we're going to change the status to user deleted. And that would be everything. As you can see, it can be very simple to be able to keep track of this activity. You want to make sure that as soon as there's a warning for this type of behavior that you take care of it as soon as possible. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments section, and also leave other ideas of what else you'd like to learn how to automate. There's going to be a link in the description which you can use to be able to set up a free demo meeting with our team. There we can go over any questions you have as well as help you build your first flow. Thank you so much for watching.